How's your time management going? Is it really working well for you? Hi, my name is Greg Story and I'm the president of Dale Carnegie Training here in Japan. And I want to talk a little about how we manage our time. Time is all we have in business, and if you're really maximizing it, then probably your business is running well. Even if your business is going reasonably well, I'm sure you find, you know what, there are some things I need to get to, just can't quite get there, or there's some things I need to do a little bit faster, a little bit more efficiently, need to get more time out of my day. So one thing we can think about is how we can improve that. The Pareto Principle is a great idea around, we find that 20% of the things we do correspond to 80% of the results. Now, here's the key. Are we spending 80% of our time on the 20% of things that equal 80% of the results? Often we find we're spending 20% of our time on the key things, and we're not getting 80% of the results. So let's get 80% of our time on those key 20% items that respond with an output of 80% of the total. That would be very, very helpful. Now, what about balancing the urgent, not urgent, important, not important? This is a tricky, tricky balance. The key for a lot of successful planning and organisation is getting the focus on the areas that we would call not urgent, but important, which is particularly planning. If we do a good job in planning our day, if we get a good job in determining what the priorities are, then the chances are we're going to get a more efficient, more effective day done. But if we're just racing all the time because everything's urgent, 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 important, 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 we never get a chance to spend the time on that planning component to help us really maximise the productivity that's available to us. So are we really putting the emphasis where we need to be putting the emphasis? And this comes back to prioritisation. Are we prioritising the things we should be really working on, or are we doing everything in the same manner? Are we doing the low-value tasks at the same level of priority as the high-value tasks? And this is what often happens. We might have good intentions, but we suddenly find things change, and suddenly we find ourselves spending our time on things that really are not high priority, but they take time. Whereas we know, oh, we have limited time, so I should be really trying to do the things that are going to have the most impact on the business. So are we really being effective around prioritisation in the things we're doing? And part of that is often we're not delegating some of the work to others so we can concentrate on our high-value tasks. Now, delegation is not dumping. Delegation should be seen as a potential for people to grow in the business, for people to develop themselves, to get exposure to a high level of work, and it also gives us the chance to work on those higher priority items that only we can do. There are certain things we can't delegate that are very high value. That's where we should be really putting our time. But are we actually doing that? So if we think about it, sometimes we're not actually delegating properly, and we wind up saying things like, it'll be faster if I do it myself. No. And how about making decisions? Are we using the most effective means of really balancing out all the things that are at contention here around where we spend our time? And particularly as a company, are we really determining there are many, many things we could be doing, but we need some clear decision making around where are the most high priority things we should be putting our effort and time, and everybody's effort and time, to get the best result. And what's one of those big killers of time? You know it, meetings. Meetings that just go on and on and on, and we seem to waste a lot of time in meetings and just having meetings, and then inside the meeting. Well, are those meetings really being run efficiently? And somehow an hour is the meeting time. Well, why is it an hour? Does it have to be an hour? Could we get the same thing done in 10 minutes? Could we get it done in 20 minutes? Could we get it done in 30 minutes? Sometimes, like Parkinson's law, work expands to fill the time. So when we say it's an hour, then the meeting becomes an hour. Maybe we need to change that a little bit, our thinking about that, and work on those things. So here are some things that are very handy to work on in learning how to manage your time, and particularly managing multiple demands on your time. How do we do that? I can outline these things as things we should be looking at, but what do you do to improve all those things? Well, fortunately, we have an excellent time management course called How to Manage Multiple Demands on Your Time. Perfect. And it goes through all the things I covered and more, and teaches us really how to take the things, you know what, that we know, but we don't do. So let's get in this one-day program, or send your people this one-day program, and let's get the maximum amount of value we can get out of our day, out of our time by rethinking what we're doing, reorganizing what we're doing, changing our behavior, and improving our overall time management. If we do that, whole results will go right up.